everybody, Ramey here, and today what I'm going to talk about is a topic that I really love, video games. I'm going to talk about their popularity and kind of what's been going on in video game world in the last few years, kind of how they've exploded and become very popular, more popular than ever. I just want to let you know I have pulled a bunch of statistics from a number of different sources. I made sure to double and triple check that they're verified across different areas that tell me these statistics, just to give you a good general sense of kind of where I've gathered this research from. All right, if you're ready, let's begin. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about money. Gaming is a $90 billion market. That's an estimate for like 2019 and into the future of 2020, about what it's going to be per year. $90 billion. Just think about that. $90 billion market. That's what the gaming industry is. 20 billion of that comes from the United States. A lot of people think of games, they think of the US only, especially us Americans. But no, gaming is a worldwide phenomenon. We're 20 billion of that 90. So consider that. There are about 2.5 billion gamers in the world. People that play games per year. All right, so the average age of gamers, I find people are really surprised by this statistic. 35 years old is the average age of a gamer. 35 years old. Male-female split, it's about 60-40. So I think both of those things are two things that a lot of people don't consider. 35 is the average age. A lot of people think it's high school kids or middle school kids. It's not. It's the average age is 35. And a lot of people think that men are the only one, boys are the ones playing these games all the time. No, it's really fairly even. It's really split. 155 million Americans, that's half of America, play games regularly for 3 or more hours per week. 3 or more hours per week. 4 out of 5 households, around between 70 and 85%, own a video game console. And that's obviously changing as we're moving into streaming. We're having less and less consoles and more playing on the computer. But that's still such a high number for today. Then let's talk about age, get into more about age and kind of the excitement a little bit. So 44% of game players state that computer and video games give them more value for their money compared with DVDs, music, or going out and doing stuff like going to the movies. Now, this statistic is a little older. It's from 2017, which is why they included DVDs in there, because I think in 2019, 2020, we're not going to be talking about DVDs too much, but still, it's fascinating that those are the kind of statistics. That's the stuff people are reporting. 15% of gamers worldwide are aged between 51 and 65 years old. 15% of gamers are over the age of 50. So consider that. That's why that statistic is up at 35 as the average. There are professional gamers out there, teams of esports people with all retirees. Gaming is not just this high school, young kid, college kid age. There are older people playing the same games the kids are and competing against them professionally. All right. Then 63% of all gamers are between 21 and 50. So yeah, that college, middle age group is the bulk of gamers, yes. 88% of households that have children that play video games with their parents say they do so because it's fun for the whole family. So a number of kids are playing video games with their parents. And about 70% of parents believe that video games provide some kind of educational opportunity and mental stimulation. And I am one of those people. I've talked about this before, about how my young kids, now my first son's in 3rd grade, my second is in 1st, but they have been way ahead in reading. And I attribute that to them playing games when they were younger, because in order to play the game, they had to be able to read. So they taught themselves. They really spent a considerable amount of time reading so that they could play a video game. All right, let's talk about some specific sales numbers. We talked about the money already, right? $90 billion, just crazy amount of money. Let's talk about physical buying stuff. So the top 3 game sales of all time are Minecraft, Tetris, and Grand Theft Auto 5. Minecraft, which most people have heard of because it's a game that kids play. It's a game that schools utilize. I use it in my gaming course. It's a game that older people play because it's such a fun educational activity. 176 million copies of Minecraft have been sold. 176 million copies. Tetris, 170. And most people are thinking, wait, Tetris, that's from like the 80s, my Game Boy or Nintendo. Tetris is still being played today. It's been released on a Nintendo Switch and other formats like computer. So it's a game that has continuously been played. 170 million copies. And of course, Grand Theft Auto 5, which we all know is rated, it's an M-rated game. It's mature and it's only for adults because it can be very violent and stuff. 110 million copies. All right, but that doesn't tell the whole story. And why not? It doesn't tell the whole story because what's become really popular in the last 5 years is something called free-to-play games. Games that you don't pay to play the game. Now, there are ways that these games make money. They sell in-game objects and stuff like that. But to play the games, they're actually free to download, 100% free to play. You never have to pay money to play it and excel if you choose not to. So it's really hard to say, well, Minecraft is the best-selling game of all time when we have these free-to-play games that are actually probably more popular. So, the biggest free-to-play game out there, it's been the biggest for 10 years, it's been out for a very long time now, 10 years, surprisingly, is called League of Legends. League of Legends has, so this is some statistics from 2018, 100 million players per month are playing this game. 100 million players per month are playing League of Legends. Another big game that became popular in the last few years, Fortnite. As of March 2019, Fortnite has had 250 million different people play it. So you want to talk about numbers. 100 million per month for League of Legends. Absolutely insane to think about that. And I'm one of the people. Yeah, I'm one of the 100 million. All right. Now, it would be unfair to talk about gaming popularity and not talk about streaming and esports. So what does that even mean? So streaming games means that, like, let's say I wanted to show people like a hint or a tip in a game, I would record myself doing it and put it up on YouTube or a service called Twitch. And streaming means that people can actually just watch me play a video game like they're watching TV or anything else. They can watch someone play a video game. Now, some of you completely understand what I'm talking about. Some of you are like, why would anyone do this? And does anyone really do it? So let's throw out some numbers. So 90% of avid gamers, so like someone you could consider a gamer, they use YouTube to discover new games and tips and tricks. So they'll watch videos about like learning about new games or this, how to solve a problem in a game. Twitch, the service Twitch, which is owned by Amazon. So this isn't just like a small little gaming company. This is Amazon. This is a big baby of Amazon. This is one of their big projects. As of January 18, 2018, has as many monthly viewers as both CNN and MSNBC. It's as popular as the popular networks, and actually, because we're over a year and a half later, I guarantee it's more popular than any of them. Let's talk about some numbers here. So I checked at 10 a.m. this morning, just randomly went on Twitch. There were 1.1 million people watching people play games. That's not how many people were logged into Twitch playing games and uploading stuff. There were 1.1 million people at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time watching other people play video games. Okay. That wasn't at like 7 at night when everyone's off work and stuff. This was 10 a.m. in the morning. Okay. There were, in June of 2019, just June of 2019, there were 900 million hours watched on Twitch. In just 1 month, 900 million hours people watched people do stuff on there. In 2018 total, there were 560 billion with a B, not million, billion minutes watched. On average per day, There are about 1.2 million viewers at any time on Twitch. And then there are about 4.1 million streamers per month. So different people that stream content. So this is streaming, esports and streaming. Okay, let's talk about some numbers here. And the next two slides are about numbers. So more numbers, lots of numbers. I love numbers. Okay, so first of all, this picture here, this is a picture of the League of Legends World Championship this year. Probably you might not have been aware of it. You may have. Maybe you're one of the people watching it, but maybe you weren't. You're not sure what esports is, but you want to see the popularity, just look at this picture. So the Super Bowl on average has around 100 million views per year. And that's one game, right? 100 million views. The World Series is usually what, 5 to 7 games. It's a best of 5, best of 7. So out of the 5 games in 2018, there were a total of 70 million views. The League of Legends World Championship last December in 2018, there were 100 million views. 100 million views for the League of Legends World Championships. That means that League of Legends Championships is beating professional sports like the World Series, like the NBA, like the NHL, and tying the Super Bowl. Just to give you a little idea of how many people are interested in this stuff. And finally, in 1 week, just to give you another idea, in 1 week in July 2019, 1 week, so the first week of July, these are some statistics. There were 15.2 million hours. People watched someone else play Fortnite for 15.2 million hours in 7 days in July. Over 7 days, people watched over 15 million hours of Fortnite. Other people playing Fortnite. This isn't 15 million hours of people playing Fortnite. This is 15 million hours of people watching other people play Fortnite. And then you can see some of these other games here. There were 11 million hours watched of League of Legends. There were, 14 million hours watched of Counter-Strike and whatever, a bunch of other games. That's how many millions of hours are watched of these games. Kind of crazy to think about that. So, just to conclude, is gaming popular? You be the judge of that, but you've seen the numbers. They are mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. I'm just so fascinated by this. I think it's so interesting because I've loved video games my whole life. So it's so nice to see something that I am passionate about, interested in, understand, and love. Like to see other people appreciate it as well. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you. Have a nice day.